this is Gary, and today we're looking at the 9 tips for your career. Now, I know how it is. You've finally got yourself to a job which you hope is going to be your career. You want to invest in that job and you want to make it long term. You want to develop it, you want to be successful at it. Maybe you want to get to the top. Now, how do you do all that? It just seems too much. Well, not to worry, there are basically 9 tips to cover that, and we're going to be dealing with them in this video. Broadly, it covers 3 areas of success in a career. The first one is you've got to plan it. In other words, career and success in a career does not happen by accident. You have to plan it. And so you've got to plan it like it was a business. You've got to have goals and timescales, milestones and so on, and we'll cover that. Second thing is you've really got to manage it. It's not enough that having planned it, you then just put that plan away. You've got to actively manage the process. But you've got to recognise that it's got to be done in stages, and that's what managing it is all about. Taking it steady. Taking it in steady stages over a long period. After all, this is a career in which you're going to invest time and effort. It's for the long term, and to some extent it might occasionally feel like a long haul, but the truth is you won't succeed unless you put that time and effort in over a long period. Without stating the obvious, there is no such thing as instant success. So you've got to manage it. And then finally, the third area we need to cover in these 9 tips is you've got to be it. You've got to live it. In other words, the career you've chosen is going to involve being the sort of person. I don't mean a stereotypical person, but I do mean living the role, living the job, and to some extent behaving like that job requires. Okay, so when you're in the job, you have to be that job. And if you want to be a manager, you've got to behave like a manager. If you want to be a leader, you've got to behave like a leader. And if you want to be successful, you've got to start behaving like you're someone who either is successful or is going to be successful. Now, that's a mixture of a variety of things, but the easiest way to put it is to say that you've got to live it. It doesn't have to be central to your life. There are lots of other things you can do, and you've got to get that work-life balance right so that what is important is central to your life and not just your career, though that is a part of what you are and what you do. But you've got to live it. So plan it, manage it, and live it. So, having covered those things very briefly and told you what we're going to be covering in more detail in this video, I'm sure you now want me to get onto it, and I'm sure you're saying to yourselves, look, stop procrastinating, let's just get on with it. Okay, so that's what we'll do, without more ado, and with bated breath. As they say in all good videos, let's just get into it. Okay, so let's get into it. We're looking at 9 tips for your career. How to get to the top. Not always read the small print is my advice. So tips 1 to 3 are really looking at be clear about who is your boss, because that is your route to success. Be good at your job. Now, you won't be promoted, you won't be successful unless you're good at what you are doing. It doesn't happen any other way. And plan your career like it was a business. Set goals, timescales, milestones, and review dates. Tips 4 to 6 are to, well, not overdo it. Don't overdo it. Try to achieve one goal at a time. And don't forget, it's your career, so don't get diverted by other things that other people want you to do. And in the process, develop contacts and coalitions. Because after all, networking and marketing are the ways in which you develop your business in the future. So tips 7 to 9, simply this: safeguard your standing and good name. because your ability to make progress and to be successful depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. And act like a leader if you want to be a leader. You have to show the characteristics that others are looking for if you want to get promoted to that position. And if you can, find a mentor if possible, official or unofficial within the business or outside of the business, because that will help you in your progress, give you someone to talk to explore ideas with. Find a mentor. And having a successful career is as easy as that. Okay, so that was 9 tips for your career. And if you're still with me on this, well, thanks for sticking with it. I hope that's been of some use to you, and it's given you some tips for taking your career forward. Now, just to recap, we looked really broadly at the 3 key areas around the need to plan your career, so that's to be clear about where you are in an organisation, who is your boss, to be good at your job, and to plan it like it was a business in itself, with goals and timescales, milestones and review dates. The next area we looked at was that you've got to then manage that process and not have too high an expectation of how quickly career and success will happen. It may not happen at all, it may not happen that quickly, it may happen more quickly than you expect, but nevertheless try to manage your own expectations on that. So don't overdo it. Plan it out, do it in stages. And as you develop and grow, well, develop contacts and coalitions which form the basis of your network for business. And then finally, the need really to live the role, to be the role. In other words, it's a bizarre thing you might think, but if you want to be a manager, you've got to act like a manager. And if you want to be a leader, you've got to act like a leader. And you may need help with that. You may need to find yourself a mentor either within the business or outside, officially or unofficially. Try to find someone to whom you can talk, with whom you can engage, who will help you to plan your career and your way forward. And ultimately, success in that sense depends on having a good reputation, safeguarding your standing and good name. So that's it. You plan it, you manage it, and you live it. Believe me, a successful career is as easy as that. Now, if you like this video, great, please mark it as a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, then please subscribe. And all that's left really for me to say is thanks very much for watching, and bye for now.